So we were sent this heated cat house. As you guys know, we have Frank out front. He loves to be outside. So we wanted to give him the option to go somewhere warm. So if you have any cats or anything that are outside that you would want to keep warm this winter, let's go ahead and take a look and see what this would do for you. So fresh out of the box, let's see what comes out of it. And there we have it. Looks like everything that comes in it comes all in one plastic bag. Looks pretty convenient. So open up the big bag. See what's in here. So here looks like, oh, so this is like a plastic cover, or does this go inside? Oh, this maybe goes, this looks like the doors and the plastic cover on the inside. We'll set this to the side. So it looks like we have some, this looks like some feet. It's like the post that you would use to keep it up off the ground. This looks like the little awning piece that goes above the door, is what I'm assuming on that. Like some more corner connectors. 4 little posts. These could be for the feet. Those are metal. And then some more metal posts, also metal. And it comes with this. Oh, it comes with the camera. Oh, I didn't know that. It actually comes, because it does mention in the listing like a place for a camera, but I didn't know it actually came with the camera. I thought that was, yeah, it comes with the camera. So the listing, when it shows putting the camera inside of it, it's because it comes with the camera. I didn't realize that. That is super cool. So it has a camera that you could hook to. We'll go ahead and we'll see how to hook this up. That's actually really cool. I did not know it came with the camera. And then a couple more metal posts. We'll have to figure out what each one of these goes to. And then like we got the instructions. Instructions look pretty detailed. Has every step with pictures. So that's cool. Looks like we got the green version here. Here's the heated mat. So that's actually a pretty good size mat. I don't have the tape measure on me, but that's a pretty good size mat, pretty big. And then looks like it comes with a couple spikes. So it looks like if you're putting this in the grass or something, you could use that to hold it down. And it looks like here's the cat house. And it looks like it comes in a couple pieces. So it looks like a roof. It's probably the bottom and then the sides. Okay, so I'll take a look at the instructions and we'll start putting this together. So far, it looks really good quality. Looks like it's going to be super easy to put together. And the mat, like this thing, it's pretty big. The mat is pretty big, so I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that I look forward to is on some cat houses, the pad doesn't get very hot. So I can't wait to plug it in and compare it to what we've seen in the past and see how warm this one gets compared to the other ones. So we'll go ahead and start step 1. All right, so the bottom is the bottom of the cat house. So there's the piece that has the bottom, and you'll know that because it has these 4 sides. So that's what these 4 posts are going to go to. So you have a few different ones, but it's the one that has 2 long ones, 2 short ones. That is what you're going to use for your base. I have noticed in other cat houses that the poles tend to be plastic. These ones are not plastic. These ones are metal. So we go ahead, feed this through here. Like no matter how many of these I do, it's still fun to put these together. And we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and try using that camera that came with it, and we'll try and get a Frank reaction if he likes it or not. I'm just really stoked that it came with the camera, because for some reason I just didn't know that it actually came with the camera. So we put the 4 posts in. So then we need to put the corners on that. So this one is the smaller ones. So you'll know which corners it is because there's two different sizes, and these are the bigger ones, and this is the bigger bar. So you'll be able to tell which one's which. So we'll go ahead and put these on here. And I must put that on backwards. Make sure when you put it on, you're putting it so that the foot can go up, because this is the bottom. Okay, so you can see all four corners are put in. And then we're going to go ahead and put the feet on as the next step. So that's going to be these little short ones. So this is what keeps it up off the ground. And pop those in. So I'm actually noticing there's a rounded side. Round side, flat side. I want to put the flat side in. Keep the rounded side pointing up. And then we're going to need these feet. And the feet are actually pretty decent. They're not just little, they're actually like squishy rubber. They're actually kind of grippy. They're not like a plastic piece. They're actually nice rubber. Put those on the corners. And it did come with these two Velcros. I'm not sure what these are for yet, so we'll hold on to those. Okay, so we built this. Now we're going to set this aside, and then we need to start working on building the frame that goes inside of this. So let's go ahead and set this to the side, and we'll start on that. So this is for the frame that goes inside of it. So the walls and everything are canvas, so this is kind of like the skeleton that goes inside of the cat house, and that's what kind of keeps the fabric up. So there is 3 different sizes. There's a short, medium, and long. So we're actually going to be building this big box. So I just need to figure out which one goes which direction. So it says we need to build a square, and then these long ones are what come off. Okay, so we're going to build 2 little squares basically and connect them with the big long ones. So these are just the smaller corners. So basically we just want to build a square, and we'll put these on coming up, put the other side on. So we build this square, and then we just basically need to plug these longer ones in up here. And then we'll end up connecting the other square on top of that. So then we'll just literally put this end on here. So this is the frame that will hold the canvas up. So the sidewalls are a canvas material, so this is what keeps it all rigid and together. So here's the bottom of the cat house. This is the one that we put the base on. It's integrated into it. So we need to just go ahead and put the frame inside of the cat house. And then just keep in mind when you put it in, you want the shorter side going up. So if you put it like this, that ain't gonna work. You want it to go in just like this. Just kind of working from corner to corner, pulling it up. And on the inside, there's these little green tabs. That's what's going to be wrapping around these top pieces here, and that's what's going to keep the walls facing up and not having them sag or anything. So we'll go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so now we got all of the Velcro attached to the top rail. So that's what's going to keep the walls up and from falling down. And you see here, you got a little cat door here. The other fun thing is there's literally just a window. This doesn't open, but you know the cat can see out of that side. So I really like that. So you literally have a front door or a back door and a front door on these. So 2 entrances or 2 exits, and then 1 viewing window. Okay, so now that we got the sides put together, the bottoms put in, the bases on, the next thing to do is put in this board here. And this is actually a stiffener. So this is what gives the bottom kind of a rigid bottom. So when the cat's in there, it's not bouncing around. The next thing to do is to put in the heating pad. And on here, I'll go ahead and show you this. There is, on this side, this is where the cord would come out. So just make sure when you put the heating pad in, you just basically bring the cord out through this side. Okay, so I got the plastic off the heating pad, so we can drop this in really quick. And then, like I was saying, we'll take the cord and we'll run it out through that hole. So here's the hole where the cord will come out. So just like that. So then you'll be able to plug this in, and then the cord's not bugging him inside the house. So the next step in the cat house is actually putting in the camera. So let's go ahead and take a quick look and see what comes in the box with the camera. So you got the instructions. Looks like it does come with a cord, so you could plug this into the wall, it looks like. It does come with hardware to mount it to a wall. It does come with a plug, so you don't have to find one. It will literally come with one right here, which is really convenient. Not all cords have that. Has the cord, and then it does have the camera here. And I'm not sure, we'll have to look and see. I'm assuming this is going to have some type of app that you download. Yeah, so it does have, it has a little QR code that you would scan. And then this is the camera. So I don't know if you can talk through it or not, so I'll go ahead and figure that out. It does have a turning base on here. So I'll go ahead and look at the instructions and see how to mount this in there. So this is where the roof would go. So you literally just wrap the bungees around each side, and then they feed through under the mount on the camera down there. So then that way the camera's up in the corner looking down at the mat. So that's what that looks like. So now that we got it all put together, the last thing to do is to put the roof on. So we've got everything completed. We got the camera mounted. The last thing is to put the roof on. This is super simple. It's literally just a Velcro all the way around. So slap it up top. This will also make it really convenient for if you ever need a clean in it or get inside of it and mess with the camera or anything. It's literally just a Velcro top. And then the last thing that we'll have to do is put in this little, comes with a little plastic thing right here, and this is what just helps keep the awning up instead of having it fall down. So go ahead and stick that in there. So after looking at the instructions for that camera, it does have an app, and you will need to download it and then walk through the instructions on the camera, and then you'll actually be able to see the cats or whatever you plan on. Let's stay in here. So here's a look at the actual camera. So the cat was to come in. There it is. So that's kind of what the app looks like. So one more important thing I almost forgot was this plastic shield. So this actually, so if you were keeping this outside where it was going to get wet, you could put this on top of it. So this basically just fits over, and it's kind of like a raincoat for the cat house. So it literally just fits over the top of this. So I really do like that they included that. I won't be using it just because it's under my patio, so it won't be getting wet, but I like how they included that. All right, so that's a wrap. The cat house is done. I showed you how to put everything on it together. I'm not going to walk through how to set up the app. The instructions are pretty clear. If I can get Frank to make a surprise visit on that camera, I'll go ahead and show the footage of that and what that looks like on that camera, and I'll upload it at the end of this. But other than that, this cat house is pretty large. You could easily fit 2 cats in here, or a bunch of kittens, or a small dog could literally fit in there. I'm curious to see how the bottom support holds up. It does feel pretty sturdy. I'm just curious to see how the cats like it. And I'm really curious to see how warm that heating pad gets. So I'll go ahead and move this to where it's actually going to be, which is out on the front porch. We'll plug it in, and then we'll wait for Frank and see what he thinks. Here's the cat house all put together. I'll show you the inside right here. So the mat is heating up. This is what it looks like on the inside. I did mount the camera in here. So it does have a window, and then that back door is going to be blocked. It's against the house, but it is super sturdy. Like I was mentioned before, it has metal feet. It does have a rain jacket if you are going to keep it where it would get wet. So definitely put that on if it is going to get wet, because this is like a canvas material. Other than that, this thing is super awesome. It is really big. I bet you could fit 2 cats in here pretty easily. So we're going to turn that camera on and wait for Frank and see what he thinks. All right, Frank, look what we got you. Look, it's a new one. What do you think?